Hello, hello, hello everybody, Root Beer here, and want to thank you for joining me as we start yet another math contest, this one from the University of Waterloo. It's going to be the infamous Euclid contest, which is the grade 12 level scholarship paper, requires written solutions, and this will be the Euclid from 2007. If you'd like a copy of this contest, you can of course click the very first link in the description, as with just about every video I have. You'll get a copy, you can download it, try it out. I do always encourage you guys to practice these on your own before watching the videos. In this video, we're going to be going through question number 1 on the contest, but let's just take a quick gander here at our Euclid. So we have a 2.5 hour time limit, something very important to note there. Contest calculators are allowed, right there below it. And then notice that there are different types of answers. So there's short answer questions and full solution questions. Now, as I write up my responses, I'm going to be showing just about all my work. And that's what you need to get full marks for full solution questions. Short answer questions, they just provide a box. And if you want to just put a final answer and not show your work, that's fine. It turns it into an all or nothing. Either you got it right and you get all the marks, or you didn't and you get nothing. So I do encourage you on short answer questions to show your work if you can. Alright. So we'll skip over the rest of that. If you want to download it and read all that stuff, that would be wonderful. But not required. We're just going to jump into it with question number 1, which you'll notice has 2 light bulb questions and 1 written question. So we'll just take it easy. We'll go one at a time here. So 1a. If the point a minus 1, a plus 1 lies on the line y equals 2x minus 3, what is the value of a? Well, if this point lies on the line, if I substitute it in, it should make the equation true. Okay? So, our notepad will open. There we go. So, a minus 1, a plus 1 lies on y equals 2x plus 3, if I'm copying that correctly. 2x minus 3, my mistake. That's okay. But that means our y value, a plus 1, should be 2 times our x value, a minus 1, minus 3. And so we can expand this out. 2a minus 2 minus 3. We'll get a plus 1 is 2a minus 5. And we can rearrange. I'll bring this a over, so it'll be a here. And 6 on this side. So a is going to be 6. And if you wanted to, you could double check. That would be 5 and 7. 2 times 5 is 10. Minus 3 is 7. So, yeah, that all works out. But, of course, if you wanted to, you would just need your final answer here of a is 6. Okay. So, B part. In the diagram, a line is drawn through points P, Q, and R. If PQ is equal to QR, so that sort of means that Q is the midpoint, what are the coordinates of R? Oh, okay. Well, let's give coordinates of R a name. So we'll just quickly draw our picture. I think we had P here and Q here, and then R is up here. I'm going to say R is at x, y, and I want to find out what this x and this y are. Q, if I glanced correctly, is 0, 4, and I think P was negative 3, 0, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Nope, everything's good to go. Okay. So there's 2 ways we can view this. We could recognize Q is the midpoint, because we're told that these are the same lengths. Okay, and if Q is the midpoint, well, there's a formula to get the midpoint in terms of the endpoints, P and R, and that would tell me that the coordinates of Q, 0, 4, is the average of the coordinates of P and R. Okay, this gives us a series of equations that allow us to solve, and we'd see that x is 3 and y is going to be 8. Okay, alternatively, you could say, well, we've got the same length here. If I take a look at this red triangle over here, I could duplicate it exactly. And these are going to be nice little right angle triangles, which means that the distance I go to the right is going to be the same in both cases. These are congruent triangles. So I went from P over by 3 to get to this line, the y-axis. So from Q over to this point right here is also going to be a distance of 3. But that happens to be the x-coordinate of R. The same sort of thing, we'll switch it up with another color. The distance we go up, so we go over by 3 and we go up by 4, well, now we're going to have to go over by 3 from Q and then up by 4. So 4 plus another 4, the y-coordinate is 8. But you don't have to show any of this work or explain it if you don't want to. A final answer of 3, 8 would do just fine. Because this is a light bulb question. It's a short answer question right here. Now what's different is 1C. We're going to have to explain things. And that doesn't mean we have to be super exact, full sentences everywhere. Just enough to show them that we know what we're talking about, have no logical gaps. Basically just how you would explain it to a friend who was also doing the question. Okay? Explaining it to someone who read the question but doesn't really know how to do any math. Just explaining what you're doing step by step. That's enough to get full marks. So, 1C. In the diagram, OA is 15. OP is 9. Oh, hey, AOP, that's a right angle. I could probably figure out AP with Pythagoras. And we also know PB is 4. Determine the equation of the line through A and B. Interesting. And, of course, explain how you got your answer, as though we didn't remember what the written symbol means. All right. So, I want the equation of the line. Well, what do I need? If I knew the coordinates of both A and B, that would be fine. 2 points determines a line. In fact, I'm gonna go back to my notepad and I'm going to copy this picture. Go up, and we go down. So we have O, P, we were told it's a right angle, we've got A here, we've got B, 9, 15, and 4. Now I could figure out the coordinates for A and B. It's not that hard to see the coordinates for B. It lies on the x-axis, so it's got a y-coordinate of 0. And 9 plus 4, it's going to have an x-coordinate of 13. Okay? And then, now if we wanted the coordinates for A, well, it's over by 9. That's pretty clear. But how high up is it? And this is where Pythagoras would come in. Okay? So we might say something like, by Pythagoras, or by Pythagoras' theorem, AO squared is the same as AP squared plus OP squared. But that's 15 squared is AP squared plus 9 squared. Rearranging, we get AP squared is 225, that's 15 squared, minus 81, but that's 144. So square rooting both sides, and if you need to, I'll remind you, calculators absolutely are allowed. The only reason I'm doing this so quickly is because I've done a lot of contests. I know things like a 225 minus 81 is 144. I can do those really quickly. I recognize Pythagorean triples pretty quickly. But if you don't, that's okay. Grab a calculator if you need to. There's no shame in that. Okay? So, we know AP is 12. So that's how high up we are. And so suddenly we know the coordinates of A. And this is enough to determine the line. We'd need to do rise over run to get the slope, and then, just needing 1 point to get the y-intercept would be perfectly fine. Now, we can do the sort of rise over run if we need to, but notice that we have a nice little triangle already connecting A. So to get from A to B, to do rise over run, we rise by negative 12, and we go over by 4. So I could already just say slope of AB is negative 12 over 4. Or I could do the difference in the y coordinates over the difference in the x coordinates. That would be fine as well. But now I know that m is negative 3. Okay, so we'll let the equation be y equals mx plus b. So that's negative 3x plus b. To finish the question off, I just need to know what this b value is. Well, I know, for example, that 13, 0 is a point on the line. So 0 is negative 3 times 13 plus b. That's negative 39 plus b. We see pretty quickly b is going to be 39. So AB, and we'll sum it up for them, has equation y equals negative 3x plus 39. Okay. So that's going to be our final answer. That finishes the question off quite nicely for us. And that does it for question number 1. Okay? We're done. And that's, if we've done everything correctly, that's 10 marks for us that no one can take away. That's 10 out of 100. We've got 9 more questions to go. And if you're interested, I will see you guys in the next video for question number 2. But if you just want to try it out for yourself and you find, oh, I get stuck on question number 7, feel free to skip ahead to that one if you want. But either way, I will see you guys for more math videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching.